have not done a video in a very, very long time. Today I'm outside on my front porch because the boys are sleeping and I didn't want to wake them up. So I'm on the front porch today. But I had a few of you that have requested for an update. So here I am a couple months later and I'm going to give you an update. It was a very interesting few months. So I didn't video. I think in my last video, it was just right after Jake had his surgery, and he had to wean himself off of the pain medication, and it was just a really hard couple of weeks. So that was what was in my mind. And also, I had developed a UTI, which was so much fun. So I was fighting that UTI. And also we were trying to get ready to homeschool the boys. So we were turning the basement family room into a makeshift schoolroom. So we were just super crazy and I didn't video, and I've still been fighting bladder issues ever since. But I'm gonna give you an update. So, sorry guys, you're gonna hear cars pass. Hey look, you can see whenever there's a car passing. Sorry about that, but I don't want to wake up my boys. So with my bladder infection, I did not go in until it had turned into a kidney infection. My fault, I should have gone in, but I really thought that I could fight it on my own. And so I was trying to heal it naturally because I really didn't want to take any probiotics because, as you all know, I've been trying to work on healing my gut. So I waited a little too long and I ended up having a kidney infection. So they went in and gave me 3 days worth. So I went in 3 days in a row and they did the shots in the booty, the really heavy duty stuff to nip it in the bud so it wasn't gonna harm my kidneys. So we did that and I started feeling a little bit better about, I don't know, 5 days after I had completed the shots, and then I started feeling really crummy again as far as bladder infection. So I waited about a week and I went back in and they gave me a second round. So 3 more days of those shots in the booty. And it was horrible. I started feeling really, really yucky again. But I did wait a few, I don't know, maybe about 2 weeks. I'm going to be guessing on the timeline. I waited about another 2 weeks and then I was getting fevers and I was really, really, really feeling crummy. So I went back in, they did a culture and the culture was negative. So they sent me to the urologist. So I had to wait for my urology appointment and I ended up there and he ended up putting me on a 2-week antibiotic regimen. So that was my 3rd round of antibiotics in like 6 weeks. So I was super upset about that. But if I had a kidney infection and it wasn't going away, then we needed to fix it, right? But during that 2-week regimen, I got really, really sick. I had fevers 5 days in a row. Constantly feverish, really weak, really fatigued. My whole body ached. I was just really, really sick. Not COVID. But something was going on, and turned out that I was suffering from cystitis, which is the inflammation of the bladder. So I was put on a prescription to help alleviate some of the pain in the bladder and to kind of relax the bladder. So I was on that medication for a couple of weeks and then things weren't getting better. So they decided to do a Urodynamics test where they go in and do like extensive testing on what's going on with your bladder and your urinary tract. That was a very awkward test. I have never been so embarrassed with a test ever in my life. It was super, super embarrassing. I mean, you guys can have a good idea, since they are testing your urinary tract. I mean, it was really awkward. I would imagine a colonoscopy would be super awkward. Something like that. I don't know how much details. You guys, I was so blindsided. I didn't know what this test was all about. They gave me no information. So maybe I'll give you a little bit of idea, just in case if somebody out there has to take this test, you will be prepared, because I was super blindsided and I was like, what? I was just baffled. So you walk into this room, and just like a normal patient's room, it has the bed that you lay in. However, this one, the chair was U-shaped, and you sit on the back on it, and then it has not a colander, what is it called? Something you pee in, okay? Where it gathers everything to a small spot. What is that called? I can't remember at the moment. Anyway, so it's like a makeshift toilet, basically, but then you have to eliminate into this like computer thing that kind of measures and deduces your flow and all of that jazz. Anyway, so you get there. First thing you have to do is eliminate into that mechanism. And then the aide or technician, we'll call him a technician, she was a female, she puts me back and then puts your leg in your stirrups, so kind of like you're giving birth. And then a probe goes up your anus and a probe goes up your urethra. Super awkward. And so you're sitting there with things coming out of you, and then probes go in various different areas. So around your anus and up your leg. Super, super, super uncomfortable. And then they slowly pump your bladder up with fluid, and then you have to tell them the sensations you're feeling. So, my problem is my bladder can't hold very much. So a normal person can hold about 600 to 700 cc's, and I couldn't even make it past 300 cc's when she was pumping me through, and I was just in like tearing up, in so much pain. My bladder was burning, it was aching. I really felt like I needed to eliminate, and that was kind of a red flag right there. And then when the test is all done, she puts you back up and you have to eliminate again into this machine, and it like measures everything it needs to measure, and you have to eliminate with the cords and with the probes and cords up there. So it was super, super awkward and uncomfortable, but there's the test. Now you get a little bit of idea, and we found out. So I had to wait another week and a half for results. That was just about 5 days ago, so now you're caught up. So my results are that my pelvic floor is too strong. It's called hypertonic pelvic floor syndrome, and it's where your pelvic floor is too strong and too tight, and so it constricts the bladder, and it causes it to be sorry guys, I'm shivering. It's cold. It's lightly raining and it's cold. I think it's 49 degrees or something like that. Anyway, so the bladder is agitated and swollen, and so that's why it burns all the time. I feel like I have to eliminate all the time. It's constantly uncomfortable. It's giving me back aches and cramping. It hurts when you eliminate. It's just, it makes you think that you have a UTI, but you really don't. And so to fix it, I'm supposed to go in for PT, and do training to relax it so that everything is not crows, so everything is not inflamed anymore. So that's where I'm at now. My PT isn't for another month. So I ended up just Googling the hypertonic syndrome into YouTube, and I found my own exercises on YouTube, and I started doing those. And it has helped. Like, I feel a whole lot more comfortable. I'm definitely not at 100%, but I do feel a whole lot more comfortable. So, interesting. I would have never thought that that would have been a thing. I just always hear, that, women, especially after childbirth, will have issues with a weak pelvic floor. But mine was the opposite, because I had it in my head, like, I don't want to have a weak pelvic floor and have bladder issues. So I've actually done exercises to strengthen my pelvic floor. But guess what, guys? I guess there's a balance in all things, because I did too good of a job. And now I need to kind of reverse some of that. So super fun. A balance in all things, in all things. That's been kind of my motto recently, is a balance in all things. So there is my bladder story. Super strange, super weird. But for those of you that have been following my story, you've been asking me questions. So here it is all laid out. So, after we treated the cystitis, which gave me the fevers and the chills and everything like that, I started feeling so much better. And last time I talked on here, I first started Plexus, and I had been taking it along this whole entire journey. And guys, like, I feel like a completely different person now. Seriously. Again, I'm not 100%. I'm still having fatigue issues. But seriously, I have energy. I don't have to take naps in the middle of the day anymore, which is monumental. Like, you have to understand. Come 10 o'clock, I'm jogging and I'm counting down the minutes until nap time. I'm usually like grumpy and ornery and mean, like a mean mom to my kids, because I just want them to hurry so we can do nap and so that I can lay down. I don't feel that way anymore, which has been amazing. I have tried to lay down just to rest my body, and my mind won't sleep, which is amazing. So there have been a few times where I'll like lay down to rest my body, because you guys have to remember, I'm 340 pounds, right? I've gained a lot of weight being sick and not being able to live my full life. And my body is not used to me having energy and wanting to do things. And like, I've done all of my Christmas, like all my Christmas is up already. It's November 15th, I believe. All my Christmas is up. I've been organizing the attic. I've been going through totes. I've been going through all of these like places that I've what's that term? Where I've stuffed a whole bunch of stuff in like random corners of my house. I've been going through them because, guys, I've had the energy to do it. And I really believe I owe it to the gut healing, which is the Plexus. So I think the last time I talked to you guys, I had 3 products. The prebiotic drink, the probiotic, and the intestinal cleanse. Well, because I noticed a difference and I was starting to feel better, I actually updated to get 2 more items. So then on top of that, I get a second probiotic that you take in the morning. So one I take in the morning, and then one that I take at night that breaks down yeast as well. And then I have a multivitamin that I take as well. So I've just been feeling so much better. I do feel like I dragged a little bit today, but I feel like that's normal. I've been exercising again, guys. Like, what? I've had energy to exercise. You guys have to remember, if I exercised, I would just know I was bedridden for the next few days. Like, seriously, that's how sick I was. And I've been able to just go, go, go. I almost feel like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, this isn't real. But I have to try to not think that way. I have to remember that I am going to have my ups and downs still, and not to push it too hard. I'm just not used to having all of this energy and feeling so much better. And so I've just been wanting to check off my list of all these things that I've wanted to do, but I haven't been able to because I've been stuck in bed. So it's just been so good. Anyway, there's my update. I'm doing so much better. I'm still having issues with fatigue, but it's been more manageable. I do have issues with headaches still. And I've been a little moody lately, but I think that's hormonal and normal. But other than that, like, there's not been a whole lot to complain about, except for this whole bladder thing I've been experiencing. However, I do have answers for that, and so I know what I need to do to heal it. And I do know I am still estrogenic, which means my body has way too much estrogen and not enough progesterone. So I've been working on that as well. So I've been taking, it's called Progessence Plus from Young Living. It's an essential oil, and I apply it on my wrists twice a day, just to help balance out my hormones. So those are the things I've been working on, and I've been feeling so much better. So there is my update. If you guys have any more questions, let me know, and I will try to answer them in my next video. Again, I'm so sorry it's taken me this long to update you. Also, I chopped all my hair off, which was a little devastating, but you know, I needed a little change. It was right after I was feverish all that time, and I was sick of being in bed, and I just wanted something different, and so I chopped my hair off. I don't know why I do that, because I'm always sad afterwards, but what's done is done. As far as the weight loss, I actually gained a lot of weight dealing with this uterine stuff, not uterine, urinary stuff, because again, I was feverish and really feeling sick, so I was in bed a lot during that time, and so I actually had gained some weight, but I am back to where I started. So I'm back to 340 pounds. So let's see if I can get it down. Yeah, I haven't felt excited about life in a very long time, so it feels good. It feels good. I feel like I've been making a lot of progress, and I know the weight will start coming down, but I just have to try to keep my head up and not be discouraged when I have those off days, and just accept them and move on. Accept them as they come. And I think that's a huge part of it, is not being too hard on myself when I have those days, but to accept them, be kind to my body, allow for the rest, and then pick back up the next day. So there we are. There's my update. I love you all, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.